Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my day off, guys. I only have a few of them, but this one right here comes right after I reviewed the most hyped fragrance from this brand, Sospiro. Just recently, I did a review on Vibrato, and I do want to thank y'all for the feedback y'all have given me. And so today, I'm going to review the second most hyped fragrance in the bunch from Sospiro. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to the channel. It does help me procure all these perfumes and samples. And boy, I ordered a bunch, guys. So if you visit my community tab on this channel, I did a quick survey of what you guys and gals want next. So check that out, definitely. We've got a lot more to come on this channel. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Sospiro's Basso. Yes, Sospiro Basso right here. In my opinion, the second most hyped fragrance in the Sospiro bunch, the new Sospiro bunch. Now, I do want to thank Travis Gearhart first and foremost for sending me this sample alongside Vibrato, which I had just reviewed, as well as Dapper Fragrances, their latest clone of YSL Baby Cat. That one smells amazing, by the way. I do have a review of the original on the channel. Now this one right here, again, this one comes from the new Sospiro, and thanks to y'all for clarifying that with me. I had thought that Sospiro was still with Sergio Momo, and I had thought that this was a neglected brand, which it was. I mean, Momo had to go with Sergio, obviously, but this one has been taken over by a group in Dubai. A group that makes perfumes in Dubai. They took over the name and they took over the fragrances. So this is basically part of a reboot of the Sospiro brand. All right, let's go talk about this fragrance, Basso. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, let's go talk about Sospiro Basso, and I do want to give you guys a heads up. This is probably going to be one of my quickest reviews, okay? And it has something to do with this perfume. Now, Sospiro Basso, the opening notes is basically grapefruit, okay? It's beautiful grapefruit. A lot of y'all love grapefruit. For those Tigar heads, you guys love grapefruit. This one opens with straight up grapefruit. So you're going to get glistening, sparkling citrus, as well as that little bitterness that's in grapefruit that really sets up the tone of the later notes right here. Now, this grapefruit is gonna be a strong projecting grapefruit, okay? And let me tell you guys that the projection of this fragrance is quite good as well. Now, the grapefruit right here of Sospiro Basso lasts a total of 10 minutes on its own, guys, okay? And then after 10 minutes, the grapefruit continues on to up to an hour 30, but then it does mix in with the mid notes of this fragrance that I really like. And the mid notes are comprised of spicy carnation, mayflower, as well as labdanum, guys, okay? So if you look at it on paper, you're probably wondering, like, what's labdanum doing there? I mean, isn't that like an ambery, leathery note that should be in the dry down of this fragrance? Well, over here, guys, here's what happens. So you get this sparkling, nicely projecting grapefruit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then it mixes in basically with some white green mayflower, okay? So this is kind of like a predictable thing. You'll get the greenness from the mayflower, some background white florals as well, but then you have the spicy carnation to add that fresh floral spicy into the mix of this fragrance. And then finally, you are going to get the labdanum, which adds a leathery touch, basically a leathery vintage touch into this mid right here, guys, okay? So it's a little bit of that leathery touch. So they didn't put in leather, which is great, because I mean, leather, I mean, is kind of like it could be an off-putting note, especially if you add it immediately. But in this case, guys, it's basically a vintage leathery touch by the labdanum, not the leather note right there. And then you're gonna get fresh, spicy, green, citrus. You get my point, guys, okay? So this fragrance within 10 minutes turns into citrus green, fresh, spicy, vintage. That's what you will get right here with Basso, and it does stay for a pretty long time, guys, okay? This mid right here will probably go on for like maybe 5 hours. maybe 5 hours of that vintage green citrus mid, and it is lovely. It is also strong projecting. It's definitely more than an aura scent, especially in the beginning. And the thing I'm gonna say is that every time I've worn Basso, this thing is a compliment hunter. I mean, whether I like it or not, you're just gonna get a lot of compliments from people around you, just because, guys, is that citrus from that grapefruit. It's that fresh green spicy. That's part of a lot of masculine perfumes. That's, you know, very captivating and very nice in the beginning, but you will get a ton of compliments, in my opinion. I mean, for me, it's like 10 out of 10. Every time I've worn Basso, I've always gotten compliments. You smell good. What perfume is that? It's awesome. And that's basically what you get with Basso right here. Now, the mid right here of Basso, which, like I said, is very enjoyable. It lasts pretty long, about 5 hours before some of the dry down notes start to trickle in. And the dry down right here of Basso, in my opinion, is where a lot of people might have questions, because it seems like a smorgasbord of notes. It seems like there's a lot of notes right there. But honestly, guys, based on my trials of Basso, the dry down is gonna be basically green. It's gonna be oak moss. It's gonna be celery seeds. All the green notes that you guys see on the dry down of Basso basically pop out right out of here. And the thing is, it might feel that the progression of this fragrance is pretty linear, because again, the green notes that are being set up by the mid are replaced basically with a lot more green notes in the end. And so, you know, basically you get a tit for tat. You get basically a replacement of the impression, of the sensation. But for me, mostly it's oak mossy, it's green, it's nice. You know, that's basically the dry down for me. And I know, you know, there's other notes like nutmeg, for example, and maybe those basically just take the spice factor from the carnation into the end. But let me tell you guys again, the dry down of Basso is very, very green. Now, my feedback on Basso is simple. This fragrance is a straight shooter. It's a straight shooter. It does exactly what you intend it to do. And of course, that will give mixed reviews in the fragrance community, because it really depends where you're at in your fragrance journey or your goals. If you have goals in collecting fragrances, where this fragrance really fits in, and maybe it doesn't fit in for a lot of y'all, for example. And if you're looking, for example, for a niche fragrance that has a lot of evolutions, a lot more artistic, a lot more surprises, a lot more differences, then definitely Basso is not going to be the one for you. But what this one does is that it gives you a vintage citrus green type of fragrance right here that racks in the compliments, that projects very nicely. It's awesome for work, probably linear, and probably one-dimensional. So, but if you are into all of that, if that's what you're looking for, then Basso is the fragrance right here. And even for me, in my collection, I do own a couple bottles, maybe 2 to 3 bottles of fragrances that have this kind of scent profile, okay? One of them is obviously Clive Christian 1872, and that one is a straight shooter as well. It provides very similar vibes, and I know that a lot of people compare this fragrance to TDH as well as Oligarch. I can definitely see that. It's been a minute since I've smelled Oligarch or TDH, but the scent memory for me, yeah, I mean, I can see why this is getting compared to all of that. But like I said, for me, as a collector, I mean, I like to expand nowadays, and I want to try a lot more fragrances that have mystique and evolutions and more dimensions to them. But in my collecting, I definitely have to have straight shooters. I gotta have them as well. So this is definitely gonna fall in line with that. If you haven't collected any of these green, fresh, spicy perfumes, I mean, Basso is definitely a very good addition as a straight shooter in your collection. But again, if you are looking for something totally different or totally new, Basso will probably not be for you guys and gals. Now, this one right here, when it comes to longevity, this fragrance lasts up to 12 hours, okay? And the significant scent goes up to 9 or 10. Okay, and again, it starts off with really good projection, and that was just with a few sprays of this little decant right here. But I reckon if you had the full bottle, which has a lot more sprays in that one sprayer, I would say that you will get a lot more projection out of it. So very good projection, nice sillage. People are going to smell you, people are going to compliment you for up to 10 hours. And again, very linear. You're going to get spicy green throughout. And definitely I would say that by the hour 12, I was still able to smell some of the notes of the Drydown still, guys. But I would say up to 10 significant scent, beautiful projection from this fragrance. Usage wise, obviously this is a spring summer grabber. That's what it is, a very versatile spring summer grabber. You can basically use this anytime, anywhere, indoor or outdoor. You can wear it to work or to a party, and it goes all the way up to semi-formal or formal. Okay, that's again pretty much what I use my 1872 for, same usage as well. Now price wise right here, this one is not cheap, $300, but it is a 100 ml bottle. That's one thing though. And I will say this, that if you don't have a lot of these green, fresh, spicy, nice fragrances in your collection, the straight shooters that I call, if you don't have a lot of those, this could be the nice like 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3 that you can add to your collection. I mean, $300 for 100 ml at this point, I mean, this is kind of okay to me. Okay, it's not that crazy, especially for a fragrance that really truly delivers on compliments, on, you know, getting that nice spring summer mood around you, and of course really decent performance. I think that that's okay for $300, 100 ml. All right, so that is it. That is my fragrance review, my quick one, my quick fragrance review of Sospiro Basso, okay, by the newly rebooted Sospiro. And I am excited to do the rest. I already ordered Erba Pura Magica, and I will definitely compare that with Serjoff's Erba Pura, no doubt, guys. Okay, so let me know in the comments below what y'all think of Sospiro Basso. Do you guys like this fragrance, or is it too simple to be adding this to your collection at this point, or would it be too expensive if you have TDH readily available for $100-something? But again, Oligarch is on the same price range as Sospiro Basso as well. Would you guys and gals like me to do a battle between this and Oligarch? Let me know on the comments below, guys. But again, thank you so much for watching on this beautiful day. Please continue to like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless, take care, peace.